Alright, guys. It's been a while, but we're back at it again for another video. And this time it's going to be another One Piece chapter live reaction to the newest chapter that just dropped, I think a day or so ago. It's chapter 1172, titled The Elbaf I Admire. Before I do get started, I am going to say, on a personal note, I live in the southeast of America, or of the United States. And, we have a bit of a snowstorm rolling through right now, and we had an ice storm like last week, but now it's a bit of a snowstorm, and it's really funny. I mean, it's like really nice. Like, I actually like how when snow covers everything, how nice everything looks. Very calm, shuts a lot of stuff down, which can be a bit of a pain. But honestly, we don't get near as much snow here as places up north do, or in other countries. So anybody who lives in a place with a lot of snow, go ahead and drop down in the comments. Like, let me know what your opinion is on when places like down here get snow. Because honestly, I think we're absolutely nuts. Like, we'll get a couple inches and we'll shut everything down. Like, it's the scariest thing in the world. A little bit of snow starts coming down, we cancel school, we cancel everything right away. So if anybody from, anywhere that actually gets regular snow up north, or another country, feel free to just drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. But anyways, back to what we're all here for, One Piece. Let's see, 1172, what's our cover page? Oh, this is a great cover page. So it's some swans rummaging through Bon Cure's cosmetics and putting them on. Bon is one of my favorite characters in One Piece. This is really nice. I love seeing him in cover pages. I really hope we get to see him again in the story at some point. Oda's note. I saw gonna butcher this, Quokka for the first time. It looked nothing like what you see on the internet. Thanks, Oda. I don't even know what that is. Alright, getting into it. It looks like we're seeing everybody going up right now. Heading back up to the upper realm. The lift ascends to the sun realm, it says. As we're going up, we have Scopper, who begins talking. There are 3 foes up there. Their objective is clear. They plan to abduct 10 children from Elbaf and take them to the Holy Land. The children will serve as living shields, leverage to turn the warriors of Elbaf into battle thralls. 3 humans did all this. To think that not even the giant warrior pirates or Yasan could stop them. And that's Hyrodine saying that. And then we have Gerd thinking. And then I believe this is then Scopper saying, sorry, I have no excuse. Sanji continues now. They may be kids, but they're still giants, right? How can 3 people our size move them? Zoro begins thinking. Scopper responds, one of the 3 is a woman with a strange arrow ability. The children are unable to resist her. They just keep marching toward the West Village Harbor. It's all over if they reach a ship and escape to sea. It'll all come down to that. Alright. So right now, I think this is actually pretty cool. We're actually relaying out not only what's happening, like telling us as the reader what's happening, but they're getting to explain it in real time to the characters who don't understand. So it's like a really good way to mix like a recap, since we were in that flashback for so long, with proper, or I guess just good storytelling, because then it's just also letting them explain to the characters, and, it feels real to us. Like it's not just for story convenience. Okay, now we get a cut. Now we get a scene of a bunch of the giant warrior pirates responding, and Scopper is still talking. Why can't we just take back the kids? One of the 3 is a man named Summers. I know a bit about him, says Scopper. He became a briar man after eating the thorn fruit. He can freely manipulate vines with sharp thorns. The vines can become transparent, and he's wrapped them around the children. Gerd responds, so we can't grab them? That's so cruel. Indeed, Scopper responds. They're as tough as iron. If we clumsily try to get the kids to break their line formation, they'll turn into pincushions. It's been set up so that they'll hurt each other. Nice. He continues, and on top of that, the last one seems to have the power to make nightmares come true. The things the kids find scary have come to life to prevent their escape. The kids may appear to just be waddling along in broad daylight, but it seems impossible for anyone to stop them. The intruders have set up some sort of twisted game with their 3 abilities. We'll have to save the kids no matter what, says Hyrodine. I'm sure everybody agrees. Seems like the quickest solution is to target the 3 ability users. Even if they're as immortal as they claim, there should be a way to take them down, says Goldberg. We could try trapping them or crushing them, maybe even eating them. Goldberg's weird. I don't know about eating them. I don't know where that's coming from. Haha, sounds promising. Let's do this. I would like to know who said that. It's the Sun Realm. Prepare to disembark. Okay, so we're about to reach the top now. They reach the top, and it's just everybody staring up into madness. The first thing we see is one of the Nightmare Dragons fighting, I think what they called the Dragor, or Dragar, maybe, like one of the skeleton guys. Hyrodine's looking, he's like, what the heck is this? And then we cut to a massive panel where we see even more of the nightmares running around. This is beyond anything I imagined. Are there no limits to these nightmare monsters? Look at that. Is that the giant Eric? Is that not what that says? Eric? Dude, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think there's more terrors than we saw before. So there's just more of them being made. Scopper continues. Dory and Bragi were aborted earlier, leading the charge with their crew. But they were shot down by those monsters. That can't be. Oh, that is the Great Eric. Yeah, I was right. And it's just burning. Is that you, Hyrodine? It's Kashi. Nice. Kashi-san, I'm glad you're okay. I was in the realm of the dead. Tell me what's going on. Kashi says, you won't believe this. Listen closely. Dory and Bragi are trying to kill Elder Jarl. They all went crazy. Please, you've got to stop them. Gerd then says, Kashi-san, how about the children? He says, Ripley and the others went after them, but we've had no word on their status. The kids may have already reached the harbor by now. And then it's Hyrodine. Hey, Roto, listen. Bjorn was taken? Is what was said to him, and then he just takes off running. This is bad. My little brother is one of the hostages? Roto. I'll join you, says Gerd. Me too, says Goldberg. Hey, Kashi, which way's the school? Nami-san and the rest should be close. Can you... And then he holds Sanji up. Can you see the fire? It's coming from both the school and the library. Why is it on fire? Zoro then says, anyway, you said Dory and Bragi have gone crazy? That's right, Kashi responds. Please hurry. Elder Jarl's in trouble. And now we get one of the classic drawouts by Oda of kind of like during the arc what's going on, where he shows us the different characters in a little chibi style and explains where people are and where different events are happening in whatever country we're currently in the story. This time Elbaf, right? So we see the school and the library over here on fire. Saul went down around right here. We see the children moving across that same branch over to the West Village where Jarl roughly is, which is also where the giants are all heading to from, except they're coming from the forest. Well, I believe Elder Jarl is already in the village right before Quest Castle. And that's just branch number 8 is all we're really actually doing anything on. It's crazy how we're doing this for a chunk, a small part of Elbaf needs one of these layouts. While normally this is what we would use in like Dressrosa to cover most of, if not the whole country. Next, it cuts to the Walrus School and Owl Library, where we actually get to see the other Straw Hats guys for the first time in gosh knows how long. Near the library, the Straw Hats, and then it's, who's talking? I believe it's Robin. The library is burning down. And then Jinbei says, I doubt Chopper will be back anytime soon. And Brooks gone off somewhere. He must be up to something. Must be after Gunko, right? Trying to save people? Or save, maybe save the kids by talking to Gunko. So maybe we're going to get more Brook backstory here this year. That'll be awesome. Nami then says, we need to get rid of these arrows before the kids are carried off. And then Usopp says, Master Dory, Master Bragi, I can't stand seeing you like this. They're just shouting, kill Jarl, as these other giants. Please stop, captains, open your eyes. The Dami Reversi possess giant pirates en route to the West Village. We then cut over to the child rescue team, which is currently what is it? It's Ripley, and I can't remember this other giant's name. It's the one who's always with Kashi. I don't know why I can't think of his name. They're just shouting, hang in there, kids, and be gone, you vile creatures, to all the monsters. We cut to the hostage group, still being led by Colin. Let me see. We're heading to the harbor, aren't we? If we get there. No whining. We're warriors of Elbaf. But we're not warriors, they say. That's funny. I'm with Colin. Look, you guys, you just got to deal with it. There's no point in crying. I understand, but you guys have got to try. And then we cut to the West Village where Jarl is. If you want to run, run. We have no choice, Elder Jarl. Captain Dorian Broggy won't listen to us anymore. I won't retreat. There's still something I've got to tell Elbaf, he says. So Elder Jarl is setting up a snail so that way he can actually speak to the people of Elbaf. Here we go. Okay, he's broadcasting his voice now. Here we go. Listen, people of Elbaf, I will tell you everything before I die. Elder Jarl. Our late, dear King Harald always believed in Elbaf coming together with the rest of the world. And that led to his attempt to join the world government. We then get to cut to Gunko, who is thinking while hearing this. He continues, but his efforts were shunned and betrayed. 14 years ago, on that fateful day, I saw it all with my very own eyes. Harald and all those soldiers were killed by the act of a demon. Harald struggled to his last breath to keep Elbaf from falling into that demon's hands. I held my tongue, fearing that our people would rise up in revenge, leading us into an untimely war our king never wanted. Some of the other giants are saying, wait, so Loki didn't kill our king? Loki took the people's anger upon himself when he sailed out to sea. He may have always been boorish, but he is innocent. We then cut to Zoro riding on Hyrudine's shoulders. That's the gist, but it's not quite how I'd put it, says Zoro, laughing. And Hyrudine says, don't get carried away now, Elder Jarl. Oh, and then we actually cut to the God's Knights. Okay, Killingham, Summers, and Gunko. We see all them, but Elder Jarl continues. Now today, 3 new demons have appeared to subjugate our nation. I had hoped this matter was behind us, but we are once more in need of great power. Summer says, seems this job's over. Guess I'll go back to sleep. The message continues, forgive me, little ones. Cover your ears if you can. Oh, my bad, actually. I have to finish the bottom of that panel. He continues, I'm speaking to you now, demons. You can take our culture and history, but let our little ones go. If you think this act will crush your spirits, you've made a grave mistake. We will not show you the same patience Harald did. You speak of subjugating us and picture our people to be your slaves. Who the hell do you bastards think you're dealing with? And then, forgive me, little ones, cover your ears if you can. Usopp then says, well said, Jarl. The Elbaf I admire would never bend the knee. He then says, if the Harley prophecies are true, the world is bound to face a great divide one day. So be it. From this day forward, all Elbaf will stand against the world government. Do you really think some thorns, illustrations, and this little reversey game would be enough to make us bow? It then cuts back to Zoro. I like this geezer. Hyrudine says, I bet you do. 300 years ago, he was known as the strongest being to ever hail from these waters. We will never submit to your dominion, he continues. What say you, proud warriors of Elbaf? And then we get more of the warriors saying, well said, Elder Jarl. The Elbaf I know and love is back. Usopp just absolutely spazzing. And Nami saying, we get it already, Usopp. Focus on getting rid of these demon arrows. He then continues for the final panel. We will protect the peace Harald dreamed of, as he pulls his sword out while Dory and Broggy are approaching. We're finally here, says Hyrudine, running up behind a bunch of the giant warrior pirates who've been taken over. They said if we get caught up between them, it's over. Zoro then jumps up. Don't worry, I have a plan, as he's pulling out one of his swords. A spark of resistance flares, and that's the end of the chapter. So my guess is Zoro is, I don't know what he's going to do, because he clearly has a plan for if to not get caught between them. I'm wondering if he's going to use like one of his attacks like he does like Rashomon, right? That kind of splits open the area and kind of spreads everybody out. But that would literally actually put them between them, so that wouldn't really work, I guess. I guess we don't know the distance, because if there's one like super, super far away over here and super, super far away over here, I don't know if it does it right here. I think they have to be like pretty close to you. But I don't know if we actually know the range on it, so something like that could work. But I'm curious as to what Zoro's plan would be. This is a good chapter. Like I said, I really enjoyed how we got to retell kind of what was happening from a couple different angles. Not only from explanation at the start, but then once we get up there, we kind of get to see it with the branch, like with the layout that Oda made for us. And then we get to cut to all the different, kind of where everybody is and see the different groups of people. The only person we didn't see, which I'm a little sad about, is Brooke. But other than that, we saw everybody else. We got a really great speech from Jarl. The giants in the country now mostly know the truth. They know enough of what they need to know to understand the situation. They don't know all the details, and he didn't have time to explain all the details. Yeah, it's crazy. From the angle in the last panel, it really makes it look like there's not a sword going through Elder Jarl's head anymore. Like, I see what I think is the hilt coming out of the tip of his head, but then we should see the blade coming out, and I don't really... the angle he looks like he's at, it looked like it'd now be stabbing through his back, too. But because it almost makes me feel like that's the sword he's pulling out, but I know it's not. Because when he has it out, we still see... or when we assume he'd have it out here, he's still talking, and it's in his head, so... We'll see. I'm definitely intrigued with where things are going. It seems like we're just going to get right back into it next chapter. Probably start with Zoro. If not, maybe we'll cut back around with the first time we cut to this team, the Hyrudean team, with Zoro and them who are going after Elder Jarl to protect him and to stop Dory and Bragi. I think they're probably going to be the first thing that we really get to see and kind of see how their situation starts unfolding. Well, maybe if we're lucky, we'll see Brooke next chapter. We see that Gunko seems to probably be alongside the other God's Knights at the moment, so I don't think Brooke's going to get a chance to really talk to her. But really good chapter, all in all. Very, like I said, great for exposition, how he was able to explain at the same time as kind of just like in story and to us as the reader. And it all just makes sense. I love when Oda does stuff like that. But I don't think there's a whole lot to go on about in this chapter to, like, anything crazy. Jarl said what I think a lot of us were expecting. The Giants are going to fight back, which is what they're mostly already doing. And now that they're going to fight against the world government too, so in my eyes, they might as well join the Straw Hats. Not, like, actually join them, but might as well be another one of the nations who's backing the Straw Hats. Alabasta, Dressrosa, Wano, Fishman Island, Elbaf, like, the territories of the Straw Hats are really going hard, guys. It's truly bananas. Yeah, good chapter, all in all. We don't have a break, it appears. Let me check again. Yeah, we have no sign of a break next week. Odds are, now that we're getting into this February, we won't have as many of the Shonen Jump breaks and stuff that we typically have in January and December when the year's ending and starting. So we might just get another chapter this coming week. That'll be good. But in the meantime, I'll try to drum up something else to put out on the channel. I don't know what. Maybe it'll be more Hunter x Hunter stuff or more One Piece stuff or who knows. But I'll get something else out. So that's it. I hope everybody's had a real good week or so. I think it's actually been more like 2 weeks since my last drop. So I hope everybody's had a good couple weeks. I hope everybody has a good week to come. Anybody who is in the Southeast and experiencing this snow, I hope you have fun in it or it gets you out of work or you're not afraid of it, at least, honestly, because it's just a few inches. It's nothing crazy. But I'll be back around here before too long with another video for you guys. So if you enjoyed and you stuck around this long, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Comment down below on anything in the chapter or anything you expect for 1173 coming up next. Maybe if you know what Zoro is thinking, please tell me. Drop it down in the comments so that way we can see if we know ahead of time. But other than that, like I said, hope everybody has a good week. Later.